Well, here we are. Mark, I'm excited to have you with me. It was fun to work with you and Smart Seal last year. You helped us at NFT.NYC create 1,000 hats that we gave away in Times Square. And what a cool experience that was for everybody, all having the hats and then actually redeeming NFTs. And so I'd love for you to share a bit about Smart Seal. I have limited knowledge just based on the things that I've seen you create in our conversation, but you're bringing together the physical world with NFTs, things like hats. So can you please introduce yourself to all the party people that are part of the NFT.NYC community?
So I'm Mark Shekleton. I'm the founder and CEO of Smart Seal. We're tokenizing physical assets, and we're doing that with encrypted NFC tags that create a one-to-one coupling between a physical asset and the NFT.
So you had somebody recently challenge you to create a process that's easy enough for grandma. And obviously that's a daunting task because it's hard enough to do this stuff for 20-year-old. But your response in your heart is challenge accepted. So talk a bit about trying to make NFTs simple, even for an older generation.
Right. Well, if we want to bring NFTs to the mass market, we really need to make it so simple that they don't even realize they're using an NFT, or we don't want to create complicated crypto checkout processes. So we've created a system that lets us sell tokenized physical assets, through Amazon or off the shelves of Target. And one of the problems with doing that is, how do you get the token into the wallet of the end user? So we've created some interesting custodial wallets that we package with our products. So the custodial wallet gives you the ability to actually hold on to that NFT, and then at a later date, you can scratch off the protective coating, scan it with your phone, and redeem that NFT at your leisure. And the whole process is super simple, so easy your grandma can do it. Yeah.
So you've seen some things that others in the NFT world haven't seen because you're approaching things from a diverse perspective, right? You're not creating art, you're not creating a DAO, you're not doing collectible cards, you're not doing music. You're bringing together physical merchandise with a digital asset. And I think because that's the business that you have been creating and are developing in this industry, you probably see things that others may not notice. Would you mind just sharing some unique things that you've seen? They're kind of diverse projects in the NFT space, because you and I were talking about some retail stores and things of that nature. Can you?
Yeah, right. I mean, as we know, NFTs are like a digital deed. So connecting a digital deed to a physical asset really creates a lot of interesting nuances there. There's some really interesting logistical challenges doing that at a mass market scale that we've seen, but also some new opportunities we've seen too, like the ability to tokenize a physical asset like a whiskey barrel, or something that can be later turned into a fractional ownership, or you can trade the on future profits of it. So there's huge opportunities coming in this space as well that we're seeing.
When you think about the future of NFTs, let's go out maybe a decade. I think we have consensus amongst builders in the industry, right? Guys like yourself and myself that are building companies, leveraging smart contracts and building on NFTs. When we see a decade from now, we aren't thinking about speculative investing. We're thinking about a digital deed to a physical asset, or a digital deed to a digital only asset. We're not thinking like we're going to make NFTs and they're going to 100x or 10,000x. We're thinking about utility, supply chain management, how to automate things, how to remove middlemen. So with that in mind, you look out and you think about the future. What are some things that you're excited about that technology is kind of catching up to, that you think, it's not going to be too long? A few years from now, Smart Seal will be able to do these type of things, or our collaborators and those that we're working with can do these type of things as soon as this wallet or this blockchain or this community thing catches up to the vision.
Yeah, so Smart Seal is really dedicated to doing authentication. So we're seeing a lot of progress in things like reducing the incentives for counterfeiting because we're using these decentralized authentication of physical assets, which is something that really hasn't existed before. So I think definitely 10 years from now, we'll be seeing that aspect in a lot, and probably most physical collectibles are going to have some kind of authentication link, to one blockchain or another. Who knows which blockchain that will be? I think that's still up in the air. But yeah, I mean, being able to do things like proof of ownership or proof of authenticity, proof of possession is another big one. I mean, these are all utilities that this kind of technology uncovers that are pretty much untapped at the moment. And things like the ability to collect digital signatures on a physical asset. These are virtually untouched frontiers and NFTs that I think in 10 years we're going to be seeing a lot of fascinating use cases that go way beyond just speculative buying and selling of NFTs. They're real use cases, real world use cases for these things.
I'm glad I asked you that question. That was insightful. So thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
At the NFT.NYC this year, we have discussed with you, like, hey, how can we do some great things around merch? So can you share a bit about what we're baking in the oven right now for NFT.NYC and how we're collaborating with Smart Seal and empowering you and your company to do this for the community?
Yeah, so I think this year we're going to have a pop-up shop at NFT.NYC, and we're going to be doing some really cool stuff with swag. So be able to buy some swag. You can even buy it for fiat currency if you want, and pull that NFT right into your wallet. It's connected. You scan that piece of swag with your phone. It's going to show you that you're the owner, and it's going to show you where it came from. And we're doing that with NFT.NYC products, as well as several other companies. So I think it's going to be really fun.
It will be fun. So in my mind, there's several great organizations to reach out to you to collaborate and work with Smart Seal. Of course, events like ours, right? Universities, I imagine there's incredible opportunity for universities, as well as big corporations, right? Trade shows, things of that nature. So can you just talk a bit about who you're looking to work with and the best way for them to connect with you and Smart Seal to discuss the opportunity of what you can bring to the table for these folks that have big communities that want to attach NFTs to more traditional merch?
Right. So Smart Seal, we work a lot with high value luxury assets, collectibles, and also NFT projects that are looking to bridge from the digital to the physical. So all of those are great use cases for this tech. If anyone wants to find out more, you guys go to smartseal.io. There's a contact form there. We're real quick to respond with that. So yeah, just always looking for new and interesting projects to bring tokens out into the mass market, out into the world.
Well, we're thankful that that's your motivation, that you're in many ways leading the charge in some of the efforts that you're doing at Smart Seal. Any final words that you'd like to share with the NFT.NYC community, as many of us are looking forward to wearing your merch and scanning the QR codes and dropping these NFTs into our wallet less than 2 months from now? But any final words for folks that are tuned in right now?
I'm just really excited to see all the familiar faces again. So it's always a party at NFT.NYC, and just really thrilled to get a chance to be there again. So,
well, we're happy to have you. And for anybody that's watching us live, thanks for tuning in. I think most people might see the archive of this here as we're streaming on YouTube or on other social media channels. And thank you for your attention. Mark and I and the rest of our team and all the folks, all the sponsors and speakers are looking forward to being with all of you in New York, June 20th through the 23rd. Mark, again, thank you so much for your collaboration with us. And thank you for jumping on here